Welcome to Dog Life Radio.
Hey everybody, what is going on? This is Rossi Giugio, and this is Dog Life Radio. Episode 36, coming at you now. Thank you so much for joining me. All right. Well, let's get the show on the road, right? So today I've got something a little bit different, and by different I mean it's just me. No guest today. I am in the midst of working through some audio editing, and it's funny because I used to always say, and I still do say at the beginning of every conversation before I start recording, that I really don't do any editing. I simply add in that awesome intro that you hear there. Sampling in my daughter and a very cool song that I enjoy, and sometimes I'll throw a something at the end, a trailer, if you will. But beyond that, that is it. I don't cut out. I don't beep out swears. I don't do anything. Well, this most recently, it's funny because I've had, this is episode 36, and I have done a handful of special episodes, unnumbered episodes, if you prefer it that way. And with those, I think we're probably pretty close to 40 episodes out in over a year and a half. And for somebody without any formal training on the audio aspects of it, and I'm sure those of you who do have formal training are thinking, yeah, well, no shit, I can tell that you don't have any formal training. I haven't had any major issues, except, let's see, out of 40 episodes, had one issue with Sam Alvey, but that was not an audio issue. It was more connectivity, where we lost internet, and therefore the call was dropped as we were doing it through Facebook Messenger. That call was dropped. We had when we reconnected, it did not record the second half of that conversation. Then the only other time was the first take that I had with Brianna Morse. We did an interview. It was pretty good conversation. It was, I don't know, maybe around 45 minutes or something like that. And anyway, the audio came out awful, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. So we ended up having to re-record. She was gracious enough to give me another hour or so of her time, and we had a fantastic conversation then, and that audio came out great. That was episode 35. So all of a sudden now I'm trying to record my next interview with the wonderful, and I don't say that facetiously, she is a fantastic person, Heidi Jarvis from Squad Wad. She's the founder of Squad Wad, which is I'll call it a female empowerment and wellness program or group, but it's just so much more. She works around the country setting up these massive events where she encourages women to come and learn about health and wellness and fitness and physical activity. So it's about exercising. You get a group of people together, really trying to break down the barriers and the stereotypes that women can exercise. And I know the guys out there are thinking, well, geez, well, what about us? Well, yes, guys go to these things too. But so anyway, I had this incredible conversation with her, and getting it ready for publishing so y'all can listen to it and have a great time with it. And again, I got the gremlins in the audio equipment struck again. So obviously I need to get to the bottom of this. Obviously I need to see if I can correct that particular issue with that episode. Hopefully I can. But more to come there. That was a fantastic show. It's funny. I'm just working through it. I'm doing the best I can with it. I am working on another issue also. Is we're getting some gear ready, and something you're going to notice in the upcoming weeks is that the logo, the little skull with the Anarchy Dog Life Radio logo, that is going to change. It seems the good folks at Marvel own a portion of that and would not let me sell gear with it on there. So we'll be shifting that around a little bit. I'm working with the good folks at Six Squirrel Studio. Don over there. It's more than just an audio production company. They're helping me with logos. It's a fantastic place. He's an awesome guy. So we'll see what we can come up with. We've got a couple of prototypes that we're working on, and I like the direction we're going in, so it's going to be good. We're going to take it as a opportunity, right? It's not a setback, right? It's just a chance to get better. And it's just like each bump in the road is a new chance to learn. So I did learn a little bit more, learned about the audio piece. I think I know what caused those glitches, and I'll make sure that I validate it. And then make sure it doesn't happen again. I learned I've got some assistance at Six Squirrel Studio, some help over at Six Squirrel Studio. So I'm going to take them up on it, which is great. It's an opportunity to get better. So just like Jocko Willenick always says, good, failure, something happens, failure. We didn't go the way we planned. Good. It's a chance to get better. I don't know how many of you have actually heard that. I'm going to play a little clip of it because I think it's fantastic. It's a really cool motivational piece.
Direct subordinates, one of my guys that worked for me, he would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. And finally one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem. And he said, I already know what you're going to say. And I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good. He said, that's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say good. And I said, well, yeah. When things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on another one. Didn't get funded. Didn't get the job you wanted. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Got tapped out? Good. Got beat? Good. You learned. Unexpected problems? Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out, don't get startled, don't get frustrated.
It goes on for another minute or so, but you get the gist. It's pretty inspiring. The sound of his voice, Jocko's always good for that. So it was funny when I was going through this stuff, which is, it's not the end of the world. But it was a bummer. I was kind of looking forward to publishing that episode. I was kind of looking forward to getting some t-shirts and stickers and gear out there. It didn't go the way we planned, but that's okay. We're taking this as a chance to get better. We're going to make the new logo even better. We're going to make sure we improve on these audio things so it does not happen again, so we can keep on getting bigger and better and more interesting people on the show. They're fantastic people out there, so it's just a matter of getting them in here or on here, because it's not always face-to-face. It goes back to the definition of insanity, and I think I may have said it before, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. So it's like dieting, eating the same foods, eating good on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, and then on Friday having a few beers after work, and Saturday eating like garbage at the cookout, or getting drunk again on Saturday, and then wondering why you like the recovery carbs to get your body through it on Sunday, and then starting over on Monday and doing it over and over and over again and wondering why you're not making gains. It's that. It's the same thing. I'm not pushing myself. I'm doing the exact same lifting routine and I'm not making any gains. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting the outcome to be different. That's insanity. Failure's okay. It's okay to fail. It's not okay to not get up. And it's even worse not to try. So we keep going. I will keep pushing through this. I will fail again. I'll find a whole new way to do it. So far I found a couple of different ways not to do podcasts. That's great. And I found a bunch of ways to do them. So I'm going to keep going through it. It's motivating. It's cool. That's what pushes me. I want to keep doing it. I only bring this up because I want to question you as to what is motivating for you. What keeps you getting up off the floor when you do fail? What keeps you trying to improve? What pushes you? Why did you do it at all? Those are the things you should think about when you do fail, because what made you do it in the first place? Why did you even want to do a podcast? Why did you even want to try to be a stand-up comic? Why did you even want to write a poem and get it published? What got you all fired up in the first place? That is motivating. So contentment leads to that fall. When you're just happy and steady and just, things are good and you're not pushing, that's when you can slip. That's when you're not focused. That's when you're not present. That's when it can happen. It's not ego. Maybe it is ego, I guess. I don't know. But that's when it can happen, and that's okay. It gives you a chance to refocus. Just like I am refocusing, just like I am doing this brief little solo show today for you folks, let you know that it is coming. We do have some fantastic guests still lined up in the not too distant future, and we will make sure that we're putting out more quality shows for you. So the good folks here at Dog Life Radio want to say thank you so much for your patronage, and thank you for your support, and thank you for your patience as we continue to get better. And with that, folks, have a wonderful day, and we will be talking to you soon.